So getting started, something that I've been wanting to start for a long time, and hopefully it'll be matzliach as Hashem. Some ideas that I wanted to share, which I feel like have been very helpful for me. Things that we've learned over time, myself, my wife, we speak a lot about, and we feel like it's the right time to try to get it out to people that we know, in order to help them in their lives. It's, I think one of the rabbim from Lubavitch, from Chabad, say, if you know Aleph, teach Aleph. If you know something, teach someone. It can maybe help someone. And this is something that I'm sure will be very helpful for people. So I'm very happy to be sharing it. I guess just where we're going, we'll talk a little bit about what I want the subject, which is about the mitzvah of kibbud avayim. A very unique way of looking at it, and then hopefully in next further episodes or further sessions, I'll break it up into small pieces and we'll think about it together. And would love feedback and to hear what people think and how it affects them, how it affected them, what they thought otherwise. Because I definitely had a different view before, and I guess we'll just get to the main point, and as Hashem Matzliach. So one part of the topic is the mitzvah of kibbud avayim, which I learned from Rabbi Yitzchak Shapira, someone who we're close with. And another part of the coin is an idea from Rabbi Yitzchak Ginsburgh, which it talks about shiftless, which means like lowliness. So two kind of working together with these two pieces, and could see how it could really have different change a person's view on their life and how they're going to end up living their life and make decisions in the future. So basically, what's the concept of kibbud avayim? Okay, everyone knows you have a mitzvah to honor your parents. Very nice. Hashem God commanded us to look out for our parents. They'll get older. Who's going to watch out for them? Okay, put on the children to look out for them. But the mitzvah is, of course, in every mitzvah, in every single part of the Torah you could delve into, until infinity. And there's obviously so much depth in it. But there's also something very unique in the mitzvah of kibbud avayim, in that the reward of kibbud avayim is given in the Torah. It says that a person who respects their honors their parents will have a long life. So it's a question, why does it spell out this mitzvah specifically that you have a long life? If you're supposed to honor your parents, you're supposed to honor your parents. You're supposed to keep Shabbos. You're supposed to keep the Sabbath, and you're supposed to keep the Sabbath. Why do you have to say that a person's going to honor their parents? They're going to have a long life. So I guess just to go to the other side of the coin, I guess if a person would be learning, I'm not sure, I'm not so up to date on all the psychology these days, but a lot of psychology would try to tell a person that certain things happen in your life, which for good and for bad, and that all added up to what it is today. So if a person has a certain issue in life, it could be that it's because they didn't have their need met by from their parents. They had some lack, and then I don't know. I'm not familiar with what's around today, but it could be through therapy, through some sort of path. They could get over the, let's say, trauma or the need that they have, and they can move forward, and despite their challenges that they have, they can succeed in life. I would say that maybe I'm making a mistake, but just assuming that's what goes on in the big world. So I'll say the two different ideas, that one from Rav Yitzchak, one from Rav Yitzchak Ginsburgh, one's from Rav Yitzchak Shapira. Rav Yitzchak Shapira, he also talks about the time in a child's life. He calls it the Gan Eden. When a person grows, before they become like a teenager or a semi-adult, they go through the stage where they're in Gan Eden. They see their parents. There's like superheroes. They do whatever they want. They're able to help. They're able to, for kids, they don't see their parents ever go to sleep. They stay up. They're up when the kids wake up, so hopefully, and they go to sleep, hours after, and they manage to bring, financial stability to the house. they bring presents, they bring love, they bring affection, they have stories to say, they have funny things to do, they could tickle, they could, incredible, and they see the family as just one playful unit. Even when they're upset, the kid's upset, they know that they could rely so strongly on their parents, and they see the relationship between their parents as a one thing. They don't see that there's anything complex in the relationship between a husband and wife. They see that just as one thing, father and mother together. So this state of the Garden of Eden is very helpful, very very healthy, and exactly the way HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the Ribono Shel Olam, created the world and wants us to all grow up in that warm embrace of the parents. So where do all the problems come from? A person could say that, okay, but you know what? There were some times where I didn't get everything I needed. Obviously not in the first stage, not in the Garden of Eden, but in the next stage, when they become a little bit more of a thinking person, a semi-adult, an adult, all of a sudden they start to say, you know what? This wasn't okay. This wasn't okay. How did this happen? Why didn't I get this? Why did this sibling get this? Why did I get this? Why didn't my parents look out for me more in this way? Why, all of a sudden they have so many questions, so many demands really from their parents. So you have to realize what the importance of the mitzvah kibbutz is in this regard, with all these expectations that come out when a person is living their own life and maybe raising their own family and looking back to their own life, to their own Garden of Eden when they grew up, and things that were missing. So Rabbi Yitzchak Ginsburgh speaks about this very important concept of shiflus, which is basically being very lowly. It's like almost a worthlessness. So it might not be so popular today to talk about that in modern psychology, where people want to build up their ego, build themselves up. But really, worthlessness is basically coming from this place that says, Hashem does everything, and I don't deserve anything, and I don't deserve anything at all. If I ever got anything, wow, do I have to say thank you? Like, it's just this feeling of, there's no one lower than me, there's no one who deserves less than me. I don't deserve anything at all. If I got anything, it's just a reason to say thank you. So, and this is like a principle of Rabbi Ginsburgh's psychology, his Torah HaNefesh, one of his main principles for a person to really just kind of get themselves together and have normal expectations of how not normal it is to think it's normal to have a lot of expectations on life. But specifically in regards to the relationship with the parents and children, when a person thinks about their relationship with their parents and they only focus on the negative things that they didn't get, they're going to get themselves into a situation where they're going to feel like they didn't get what they deserve. And a person has to instead of falling into this trap and trying to look for a way to fix the problem by talking bad about the parents, or talking, kind of voicing how bad it was, or trying to overcome the bad. The mitzvah of kibbutz avim, the mitzvah of honoring the parents, is really, just to summarize, it's to let a person know why does a person get a long life by honoring their parents? Because if a person honors their parents, it means that they know that they're wanted. They know that deep down that they're ultimately wanted by their parents, and they're respecting and they're honoring their parents' internal will, which might not, every day is a little bit different. Sometimes there's more challenges, less challenges, and the parent, deep down, according to the Torah and Chassidus, every single person, when they do a mitzvah of having a child, their deep down will is a pure will to do something good, to do a true good, even though it could be expressed in a less positive way, or not every time is it perfect, but the deep down will of a person is to do good in the world. So when a person is connecting, a child, instead of looking at all the bad things of their parents, looking at all the things that they might not have gotten, which, why do they deserve anything? To look at they look at their parents and see that they got everything from their parents. They got everything that they need. And by looking at their parents in this way, by honoring their parents, even if we're not talking about honoring in a way that they're in proximity, but by honoring their inner will, it shows, it reveals in the person that they themselves feel loved. They themselves feels that like they're wanted, right? If a person feels like they're loved and wanted, then they will have a long life. They'll be able to go wherever they need to go with a feeling of approval, and not be limited by things that happened in the past. Also because their focus is not on the negative, it's on the positive. So anyways, just to summarize, we spoke about these two ideas about honoring your parents and how a child grows up in this Garden of Eden. And we also spoke about the other side, about this concept of a certain lowliness and realizing that I don't deserve anything, and everything I do get is just an added gift, and always just have a reason to say thanks. And that way a person can kind of live their life and feel fulfilled and loved at all times. And every single time they do receive something, some warmth, some good from anyone around them, they just have more to say thanks for. So hopefully we'll continue in the next session, and hope everyone leaves some comments and feedback.